Hey guys, it's Nicholas here from upgradetolife.com and welcome to this video which is called "This is why your desired state feels unnatural." So a lot of people, when they come across Neville's teachings and they then realize that this is about shifting states, we are always in states and therefore expressing these states, they then realize, okay, I have to go from my current state, I have to go into my desired state, bring this in the here and now, basically embody this so that the mirror of life can reflect back this new state. And then when you do this, right, they imagine a scene, they use any technique to anchor themselves in the desired state. Sometimes they use affirmations. All right, if you resonate with that, do it. I'm just not teaching it because, again, there are better ways, in my opinion, to really deep down anchor yourself and create this subtle knowing, this subtle, deep conviction and faith that it is done. But, no matter what you do, they do all of these things, and then for a day or 2 days, they feel like they are in their desired state. They know it's done. They feel relief. They are able to focus on other things in their life again because they sometimes make their desires their number one priority and then therefore put life on hold. And when they then do this, then, after 1 or 2 days, they start to have doubts again. They have fears again. They have worries again. Emotions come up again. They feel triggered again. And they then basically are being drawn back to the old state, see the desired state at a distance again, being separated again, and it feels unnatural again. And this happens to most people. It also happened to me when I, started with Neville's teachings. But this is not supposed to be that way, right? Our goal is to make the desired state natural so that it can express, right? If you're going to go from poverty to richness, then, if richness feels unnatural to you, you can't express that, right? It's not your nature. It's not in your beingness. It's not ingrained in you. You're not certain about it. You don't know it. So what can we do here, right? I want to explain this to you based on quotes from Neville Goddard because he explained this in a really great way and give my comments on that. So with that, let's just dive right into it and let's talk about why does your desired state feel so unnatural and how can you make it feel natural so that it can express. Now, here are the quotes. So Neville said, "There are infinite number of states, the state of health, the state of sickness, the state of wealth, the state of poverty, the state of being known, the state of being unknown. All are only states, and everyone is always in a state." Right? People are expressing states. That is basically the human existence, like expressing states that we have identified with. We all have one state in which we are very comfortable, so we return to it moment after moment. That state constitutes our dwelling place, right? So that is also what I always say in my videos is that, when a state becomes natural, when you are really identified with it, then you don't have to consciously work on embodying that because you will automatically dwell in that state and come back to it. Like, non-smoker or smoker, right? I'm a non-smoker and that's just who I am. I don't do anything to force and embody it. I am it and I know I am it, and this is why I carry this with me like a fragrance, which is a great metaphor that we will come back to later in this video. So now we discovered that first of all, there are infinite states of consciousness, right? Creation is finished. Every state that you can conceive, that you can imagine, that you can think about, that you can desire is existing, right? If it would not be the case, it would be illogical because how could you then desire for things? There would be no progress, right? Creation is finished. And we are only moving through states and therefore entering new snippets of experiences that are then available for us. But in a state of poverty, you can't experience the snippet of experience that is available to you if you would be in the state of wealth, right? If you go into the state of wealth, then an entirely new line of new experiences is opening up to you basically. And this goes for general, for specific desires, it doesn't matter. But yeah, you have to change your state if you want to achieve new goals and manifest your desires, right? But then again, like I said, sometimes this desired state, if you are right now in poverty and you want to be more wealthy, if you are right now lonely and you want to be happily partnered, if you are right now sick and you want to be healthy, if you are right now depressed and you want to be empowered again, this desired state feels unnatural, first of all. So you fell into your present state, the state that you're in right now, because right now, as you speak, you are in a certain state that you dwell in. Right? A state for your relationship life, a state for your health, a state for your money situation. There are many states, but you have dwelling states. And you either fall into them deliberately or unwittingly, unconsciously, without wanting that. And because you are its life, the state became alive and grew like a tree, bearing its fruit, which you do not like. Its fruit might be that of poverty or distress or heartache or pain. Right? So it's not the state to blame. It's not you to blame. It's no one to blame or judge. No matter if you've wittingly or probably maybe unwittingly right now fallen into an undesirable state, that's not to blame. Like, that's okay, right? Because the state itself has to be expressed. So therefore, it became alive because you are its life. That is a crucial thing to understand. You are not the state. You are not the disease. You are not the depression. You are not the loneliness. You are not the poverty or whatever, right? The list goes on and on and on. You are not that. You are not the state and you are not the experience. You are the life. You are the awareness. You are the beingness. You are the operant power that determines in which state you go and therefore what you make alive. So don't judge the state. Don't judge the experiences. They have to be there as they are based on the state you decided to go into, either, again, consciously or unconsciously. Ask yourself what you would like to harvest. When you know what it is, ask yourself, how would you feel if your desire was ready to harvest right now? When you know the feeling, try to catch it, right? Try to stay with that feeling. Try to stay with that state. In my own case, I find it easier to catch the feeling by imagining I am with people I know well, and they are seeing me as they would see me if my desire were now effect. And when the feeling of reality possesses me, I fall asleep in that assumption, right? By the way, these are quotes from Neville Goddard. So really, really powerful here, right? He says that, when you know what you want, right? You know now your desire, therefore you know this state. And you ask yourself, what would it be like if it would be the case right now? How would I feel right now? How would I see the world if this would be true right now? And then you have this feeling and you catch it, right? You can do this just like that. But for most people, this will be a little bit challenging. This won't be hard to do, first of all. And therefore, right, Neville gives us the tip how he is doing it. And I'm doing it as Neville. You can catch this feeling by imagining that you're, for example, with friends, family members, or with one friend, with one family member. And this person or these people are seeing you in your imagination, by the way. Before your mind's eye, they're seeing you now as they would see you if you would have achieved your goal. Right, I do have a video, it's an older one, which is called Frame of Reference. This is really important because if you close your eyes and your friends still see you as the unsuccessful person, as the lonely person, all of that, then they just confirm the state that you are in right now. But if you let them see you differently in your imagination and perceive you that you have achieved your goal, then that means that you're internally living in that state. Check out the video I did. It's called Frame of Reference. If you get this, you are ahead of the game. So that is how we can do it, right? That is how we can also basically anchor us and shift in this state, right? Close our eyes and imagining our friends seeing that we are in that state, right? And then the feeling of reality will become ours over time. If we hear the congratulation again and again, or if we let the friend say the comment that this friend would say to us if we have achieved our goal, then of course it becomes natural at some point. Maybe not after the first time repeating it, but maybe after the second or fifth time. At that moment, I've entered a state, right? Now I must make the state as natural as I have made my present state. I must consciously return to my new state constantly. I must feel its naturalness, like my own bed at night. So you can't just do this once and then go in your life, and then if you then still react and let yourself be triggered by what is currently there, then how are you being and remaining in that state? Of course, you have to consciously go back to it if you feel like you've fallen out of it. That's not a problem, right? But at some point, it should be so natural that you don't have to do anything to carry this. You don't have to force yourself or work hard or affirm all day or do anything to make the state natural, because you carry this automatically with you, right? And at first, the new state seems unnatural. That is normal, first of all. Realize that any new state that is opposite to what you experience right now feels unnatural first. That's not a bad thing, right? It's unlikely that this is natural super fast. So it will be unnatural for a time. Like wearing a new suit or hat. Although no one knows your suit is new, you are so conscious of it, you think everyone is looking at you. You are aware of its fit and its feeling until it becomes comfortable. So it is with a new state. Right? If you would right now go out into the city wearing an absolutely red suit from head to toe, absolutely completely red outfit, most of you guys would feel not natural about this. Would feel like, oh my God, like you would notice this and it would be strange. It would not feel natural, right? After 1 month, after some weeks, this would be like, yeah, of course. And Neville took this metaphor to also describe how it is when we enter a new state. Of course, it is not normal first, but it will be by constantly occupying and entering that new state. So at first, you are conscious of its strangeness. But with regular wearing, the new state becomes comfortable, and its naturalness causes you to constantly return to it, thereby making it real. But this is what you have to understand. Because it becomes natural, therefore you will automatically stay in it without effort, right? Like non-smoker state. I don't have to do anything to be in that state. I naturally go back to it, right? I could even smoke a cigarette right now. Wouldn't affect me because I know I'm a non-smoker. Same for wealth, same for financial abundance, same for relationships, same for happiness, same for health, friendships, a better lifestyle, traveling, a new job. It's the same, right? Now, most of us knowing what we want, this is key right now, please listen. Most of us knowing what we want construct in our mind's eye. So that's what I said in last week's video, right? We imagine the desire, we construct it, but we never occupy it. We never actually identify with it. We never actually are it so that it can express, right? We never move into this state and remain there. I call this perpetual construction, deferred occupancy. I could dream of owning a lovely home and hope to go there one day. But if I do not occupy it now, in my imagination, I postpone it to another day. Basically postponing it until the state is occupied. You see? So don't just, be a constructor of a great state and think, oh yeah, this would be awesome and I want this and I want that, and then construct that. No, you have to occupy it, you have to be in it. And how? Via your imagination, by experiencing a thing that implies you are it already, or using another technique to make this desired state feel natural. I may wish my friend had a better job. I may have imagined him having it, but if I don't occupy that state by believing he is already there, I have merely constructed a state for him, but not occupied it. All day long, I can wish he or she were different, but if I don't go into the state and view him from it, I don't occupy the state. And so he remains in the unlovely state relative to me. This is the world in which we live. You can be what you want to be if you know and apply this principle. But you are the operant power. It does not operate itself. You may know the law from A to Z, but knowing is not enough. Knowledge must be acted upon. And with that, I basically want to wrap up this video, because that's it, right? We right now talked about it. You right now know that your desired state feels unnatural because you haven't put in the quote-unquote persistency to persistently go back in the wish fulfilled to make it natural. Right? That is the only reason, because by constantly wearing it like you wear perfume, like you would wear a hat or clothes, or like okay, go to bed tonight, this is supernatural to you. If you constantly go back to your desired state, but not creating it, but occupying it, it will become natural, and then it has to express. So I hope that with this video, I could make clear how this works, right? And like Neville said, we are always in a state. We're always naturally, coming back to certain states and dwell in them because we made them natural. And you can make any state natural, even if it does not seem natural to you right now from your current standpoint. Of course, from a current standpoint, this desired state is not natural because you are not in it. But when you go in it, by using the techniques that I share on my channel to bring the desired state in the here and now and make it natural, then you will automatically be in that state and therefore express it. And that's it, right? definitely let me know in the comments down below if that made sense to you, if you understood this, if you have questions on this. I'm always looking forward to have a quick chat with you in the comments if I find the time to, and if I see that, there are some great questions or some great feedback. And if you want to learn more about Neville's teachings, as you know, I have two main links. The first link is in the video description. That is my free masterclass, where in 30 minutes, I explain what matters the most, how to apply the law of assumption, how to get results, how to use these teachings, and not just watch nice YouTube videos, but how to have a process so that you can apply them. And if you want to work with me so that I can keep you accountable on this journey, so that we make sure that you manifest your goals, then you can also check out the second link in the description, where you can apply for a free 45-minute consultation call with Upgrade Your Life to find out if we are a good fit to potentially work together. And that's it for the video, right? Your desired state feels unnatural because you haven't made it natural. You haven't dwelled in it enough so that you automatically, come back to it again and again and again. Rewatch the video. Everything you need to know is actually in this video. It's really powerful. So speak to you next time. Bye, guys.